Everybody knows muscle is made of protein, but have you ever wondered why we need to eat proteins to build muscle? Proteins have a wide variety of important functions in our body. The simplest way of thinking about them is that they are specialized molecules that can assume a wide range of shapes and structures to fill a number of complex needs in our body. In this video, we're going to explore how proteins fill this role. All proteins are made of monomers. Monomers are like a building block of a molecule, whereas a polymer is a larger molecule made out of those monomers. There are 20 amino acid monomers that make up proteins, and they can combine in different orders to create a wide variety of differently shaped proteins. And the shape of the protein always decides its function. Let's take a closer look at what these proteins look like. The structure shown here is of the myosin-actin proteins, which are the proteins found in muscle that allow us to move. Notice the complex arrangement of loops, helices and sheets. These complex shapes form due to the interactions between the 20 different amino acids. The wide variety of shapes that can be formed due to these interactions is also reflected in the wide variety of functions that proteins have in our bodies. Hemoglobin, for example, has a special tetramer shape with the purpose of binding and transporting oxygen in your blood. There are also smaller, simpler proteins like insulin, which is a hormone involved in the regulation of blood glucose levels. Insulin is made out of only a few amino acids. The smaller insulin molecule reacts with the bigger, more complex insulin receptor. Notice how insulin at the top left of the image sits perfectly into the insulin receptor. The shape of both of these proteins is very important to this interaction happening. This relationship between shape and function can also be seen in enzymes. Enzymes are the molecules that speed up chemical reactions in our bodies. Here is amylase, an enzyme involved in breaking down starch to simple sugars so that it can be used for energy. And here is amylase with a carbohydrate bond. Notice how the shapes of the carbohydrate substrate and the enzyme fits perfectly together. As you can see, by combining the amino acids in different orders, our body can make different shaped proteins with different properties. So here's the story so far. Proteins are formed by chains of monomers called amino acids. And these amino acids form complex shapes. The shapes formed by the amino acids determine what exactly the protein does in your body. And because of this, proteins have a wide variety of functions in the body. You might wonder how exactly our body can put together these complex protein molecules. If you remember in our DNA video, we said DNA holds the instructions for more complex molecules. Well, these proteins are the more complex molecules which DNA has the instructions for. This happens in a process called translation, and if you're interested in learning exactly how that works now, please feel free to skip ahead to our translation video.